Hi everyone, my name's Juliet and today I'm going to talk about using HTML in your Amazon book descriptions. Using HTML can make your book description a little more appealing. You may already know that you can change the text in your Author Central account. But all Amazon description pages aren't equal, and using Author Central might not be the best idea. And let me caveat this with Amazon might change these things down the road. This is a snapshot in time. Right, let's deal with the last thing first. If you change your text in Author Central and then go back and change your book description, you will lose all the changes you made in Author Central. So it makes sense to do it in the actual book description, so you only have to change things once. Many other retailers and distributors give you all these tools in the text box, but Amazon doesn't. Crazy, right? The thing Amazon does do though is make the Kindle book description and the paperback book description work differently. Paperback descriptions actually require HTML to work correctly. Let's start with the Kindle description. This only allows the very basic HTML of bold, italics, and the three heading styles H1, H2 and H3. It does not allow line breaks, so you have to do those manually, as in press your return a couple of times. So your basic Kindle page description will look like this. If you don't understand basic HTML, I'll put a paragraph about it in the description. However, the paperback requires HTML to do everything, so you need to put the breaks in. The same description should look like this. Don't worry about how confusing that looks. I'll show you how to check it now. But you have to bear in mind that the descriptions work differently, and you need to compensate for that. I use a website called TryIt editor to test my descriptions. I'll put the link down below. Just paste your text into the left-hand box, click Run, and it will display what it will look like in the right-hand box. Now with the Kindle version, all we're looking at is checking that the italics and the bold are working correctly, because the line spacing isn't using HTML and won't look correct here. However, on the paperback version, it displays perfectly. This is what it should look like on Amazon. Now, I mentioned heading styles too. I'm not a big fan of these, because Amazon gives you a very little real estate before the fold, and if you fill that with gigantic text, you're not going to get much of your book description across to entice people to read further. But you can use them, so here's how it works. I'm sure it won't be a surprise to you by now, but this works differently on the two pages, Kindle and paperback, but not in the way you might expect. Heading styles naturally have a little bit of space after them, so you don't really need breaks. That's how it works on the Kindle page. However, on the paperback page, you need to put in breaks, otherwise your text is going to be squashed up to your heading style. So this is how your Kindle and your paperback versions would look. Depending on your heading style, you may want to increase or decrease the number of breaks. Let's go back to the TryIt editor. With the Kindle version, we can now see that the heading has the necessary space, but on the paperback version, it looks like there's too much space. All we're doing with that one is trying to work out whether the heading style has been applied. I hope that wasn't too confusing. I like to keep to just italics and bold, and obviously using the breaks on the paperback page, because if Amazon does change it at some time in the future, those are most likely to be the things that will survive intact. And also, I don't like to feel like I'm shouting at people with enormous headings. Thank you for watching. Here are some other things you might like. And you know that big red button? Like a certain time-travelling doctor, you really shouldn't resist the urge to press it.